Right, everybody. Welcome to Coyote Tales. I'm your host, Donna Shannon, here, of course, with my husband, Ryan Shannon.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's been like a moment since we've done a podcast.
Well, life intervenes sometimes.
Yeah, so this is part of becoming older, like we are, Gen Xers, you know.
Pain in the shoulders, pain in the back.
Pain in everything. But also we get the wonderful joys of things happening with our parents. Yeah. So kind of in the saga of my life, my mom had a fall way back on December and broke her arm at her assisted living house. And that's still such bullshit. Not that she fell on like December 17th. The problem was they didn't bother to call the doctor or do anything about it until it would have been December 18th. It was 2.5 days later is when they bothered to call the doctor.
Now, isn't she having issues with it?
Oh, she's having a lot of issues with it. So here's the thing. I mean, she had a black bruise for her entire upper arm. And they're like, she's got a little bruising.
If I had a bruise that big, I'd be proud, but that's not with the damage that was underneath it.
No, completely broke her arm up by the shoulder. So I took her to the hospital. And
did you get yelled at by that?
I did. So she's on Medicaid, so it's managed by InnovAge here in Colorado.
Right.
And the owner of the house had called me that Wednesday night and said they had a nurse from InnovAge stop by and take a look at it. And the nurse was all like, oh, this might be a broken arm or a dislocated joint or something. We'll send her for x-rays in the morning. And the owner was still worried about it because it was like a lot of bruising and she was in a lot of pain. So I show up there and I go, fuck this noise. I'm calling an ambulance. Call an ambulance right now.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting in the emergency room, and at 11 o'clock at night, the nurse from InnovAge calls me on my cell phone and bitches me out for taking her to the emergency room.
Well, yeah, because she still would have had to wait 8+ hours if you hadn't taken her to the emergency room.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it was so bad. The ambulance people, when they were taking her, they're like, do you have concerns about mystery bruises happening from your mom? They were basically doing the screening test. This is for elder abuse.
Yeah, well.
And was I concerned about the house? And,
hugely concerned about the house.
Yeah, exactly. And, it was just so nuts. It was just fucking insane. And then a few weeks later, when I had the follow-up appointment with the doctors and mom, and I'm sitting in the exam room at InnovAge.
Right.
And there's like a poster on the wall. It's like, these are the calls of severity, who you need to call and how urgent should it be. Number 1 was like heart symptoms or shit like that. Number 2 on the list for calling an ambulance is a fall with a suspected broken bone.
Is that for elderly people or all people?
Elderly people, specifically
the
patients of InnovAge. Yes, specifically.
Because I know when I had my heart scare, they got me back there immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fine. It was just overly tired.
Yeah, I think anxiety attack too a little bit.
Well, no, that was not the colonoscopy issue.
No. Yeah. Oh, that one?
Yeah. That one was different. This one was when Maddox was here and we went to a hockey game the night before.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I just felt off.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So anyways, after all this, mom wasn't allowed to go back to her normal assisted living house. They took her over to a skilled nursing facility. And all her dementia and Alzheimer's has just gone way off the charts because of all of this.
Well, yeah, because the bone is not healing, or it's healing.
Well, it's not just that. It's, these are what we know as like cascading problems, right?
Right.
Life-defining events. It just comes across with like elderly people. Sorry if this is a downer, everyone. We will get to jokes. I swear to God. Okay. But just heads up, if you're dealing with parents, if you're old yourself, this is what your life will look like. This is the bullshit you will get to anticipate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can sit around and shake your head and go, this is some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
But Donna and Ryan warned us, so here we go. Gird your loins, motherfuckers.
Okay, back to...
Hey, sometimes it's the best you can do in life, all right?
Yeah, that's true. Just hold on and grit your teeth and hold on and just hopefully the tip goes in.
Or you bring lube. This is our warning for when life is fucking you over.
Bring lube.
Bring lube. You'll have a much better time and maybe at moments enjoy yourself.
Bite your upper lip and her bottom lip and just take it.
Relax. Yeah, everything goes easier if you relax.
Everything goes a lot easier.
It'd be amazing what you can fit in there when you relax.
If you can find my Jeep, we can drive out of here. Sorry, that's an old joke. I can't even take the credit for that one.
Oh my god. So anyways,
right, back to your mom.
Back to my mom. So especially with people with advanced dementia and Alzheimer's, whenever you get injury or big sickness or stuff like that, they just lose a lot.
Right.
So mom's memory had been about 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and then things repeat. And now she's down to more like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So they've moved her over to the memory care unit permanently, which is a good thing because obviously she needed a higher level of care and closer attention and things like that. But it's funny. I come and visit. It's a locked memory unit. There's about 8-10 women who live in her unit.
Okay.
And they don't get many visitors.
Well, no, that's one thing I noticed when we go to your mom's. You'd have 2 or 3 signatures, and a lot of the time it was Donna.
Yeah, well, that was at the assisted living.
Yeah.
Here. Oh, even less. Really? Way less. But what's funny is when I show up, there's some of the residents who recognize me. You know, not everybody recognizes everybody, but
right. Especially in a memory place.
Right. And just, I come through and I talk with mom and I show cat videos and I tell her about the day and I tell her some of my jokes. I have to do the clean jokes now. She used to love watching my comedy sets.
But you can't. Because...
I know. There's way too many fucks in there for these little old ladies. It might be an issue. Of
course, they'll forget about it in 15 minutes anyways.
True, but the staff won't.
Yeah, staff has long memories.
Well, one thing that's cool that I do like is they put out like a daily newsletter. And it's like, oh, this day in history or so-and-so was born on this day and things like that. So it doesn't matter how many times they've read the news. So it's like the activities guy comes by once a day and he's really nice. They're great. But he'll read the news and try to get people to engage. And one day I showed up and the news was still sitting out and I'm like, oh, look, his mom's like, oh, check this out. I'm like, cool. And it's talking about the spider migrations in Colorado.
Which is huge. It's
a
big event.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, there's tarantulas in Colorado, which I did not know.
Yeah. Southern part of it, right?
No, in the mountains.
In the mountains?
These are motherfucking mountain spiders. And they migrate. So every year, there's hordes of spiders traveling through the mountains, down through the plains, and they're heading over to Oklahoma. They go a really far way.
Oklahoma, where the wind go rolling down the plains.
Or Oklahoma, where the tarantulas go crawling down the plains. Hiding in the wheat. Watch your feet.
Okay, back to your mom. Tarantulas.
So I'm like Googling, I had no idea. So I'm like Googling stuff about the spiders and we're talking about spiders. Well, she's listening. I'm talking about spiders.
Because you like to talk.
And yeah. She's getting pretty nonverbal. But I was all like, oh no, I'm going to be scaring all these little old ladies talking all this stuff about spiders crawling everywhere. And I look around the room and the wheelchairs are like starting to gather around us in like this little semicircle.
Night of the Living Dead.
Sort of, but they're just listening. And I was all like, oh, they like it. It's something happening.
Yeah.
You know, there's something going on that they can focus on. I'm so like, all right, cool. I'm not scaring the little old ladies here today.
Not like at the other house where they didn't do dick.
They did not do a goddamn thing. Yeah, but there was like one day I showed up and they were doing karaoke day or stuff like that. And
memories, I forget the words to the song.
well, they like did songs from their childhoods and pops and stuff like that.
Stuff they were used to.
Yeah. So Rambling Man, Mom knew all the words to that one.
Which is surprising.
Traveling Man. No, it's like,
Man.
I'm a traveling man. It's got girls all over the world and stuff like that. It's like, okay. And you know every single one of those words, that's cool. It's like, just think about it. By the time us Gen Xers are like in that situation, our karaoke songs are going to be like Sugar Ray and Limp Bizkit and Metallica, and it'll be like, I can just see the activity directors today. All right, everybody, that was Inner Sandman from the Black Album. Do you remember the Black Album?
Speaking of I was walking through King Supers, I believe, and it was like classic radio, Metallica, Sandman. I'm like,
oh shit, we're old.
We're old. Sandman's on the Cozy 8 channel here in town.
Right. Well, you know, just think, when we're in the old age home, we're going to have activities directors talking very sweetly about, do you remember when Limp Bizkit was singing about the Nookie? The Nookie. He did it all for the Nookie.
Pass the doochie to the left hand.
Oh, it'll be interesting. But a few weeks ago, I showed up and they were watching Doctor Strange on the TV.
Okay.
And it was at the part, I'm like, okay, how much of this did they understand what's going on? But it was the part specifically where the dark dimension is opening up and dormant.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Doctor Strange at this point, get off your butts and see it.
Yeah, no kidding. So it's the part where Dormammu, the entity from the other dimension, is coming up. And so Strange flows over and he's got the looped time on his arm.
Right.
And so every time he shows up, he's all like, Dormammu, I've come to visit.
You've come to die.
Die. And he walks back over the hill. Dormammu, I've come to visit, or to bargain.
And you're going to die.
Yeah. And it just happens over and over again. It's like, and then Dormammu's like,
what the hell's going on?
Yeah. He goes, this is time, endless loop time. You are my prisoner. And he's like, you can never win.
You can never win.
But I can lose forever.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was all like, oh my God, this is just like visiting Mom.
Okay.
Endless looped time, because she forgets, 3 to 5 minutes of our entire conversation. So it's all like, Mom or Mom Moo. I've come to visit.
Oh, hi, Donna. How you doing?
Oh, you're giving her way too much credit. She doesn't know who I am.
Hi.
Yeah. No, it's about, oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Donna. I've come to visit.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Mom.
Mama, I've come to visit.
I've come to visit.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. Pretty much. And then
You
it's like,
get it.
Yeah. And then that particular day, the news was still sitting out. And it was all like, oh, it was Wayne Gretzky's birthday. And then she kept going, it's like, oh, did you know it's Wayne Gretzky's birthday? I'm like, really? I had no idea. 3 minutes later, oh, hi. Yeah. Did you know it's Wayne Gretzky's birthday? Yeah, I did know that.
Mom, I've come to bargain with you.
Mom, I've come to visit. Anyways, So you gotta find the funny parts in life, right?
Yeah, especially with when they start failing like that.
Yeah.
It was hard. I mean, when Dad was doing it, we would literally, my dad was in a VA hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And literally as the family, I had lots of support with that. As we're leaving his room and the next person's coming in, you would get in there and no one ever comes to see me. It's like, Dad, we've been here all day. We've been here for days and days and hours at a time. Mm-hmm. It's just, you got to be strong. You need it's hard for Donna, but you need a good support system. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try.
You do a good job. You definitely do a good job with that.
If I don't, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah. You get to hear me, rage against the doctors and the idiocy of all the rest of it. But, we'll see.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Right, rage against the doctors, but no, yeah, that wouldn't be fuck you, I'm not, it'll be, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do what you tell me. Fuck yeah, I'll do what you tell me. Don't cut my benefits.
Especially as you get older, it's fuck yeah, I'll do what you tell me.
Yes, I'll do the physical therapy. Fuck yeah, I'll do the physical therapy. Yeah.
Ow. Can't do that anymore. It hurts when I do this. Well, stop doing that.
I don't know. At our age, it's all like, doc, I can't do this. It's like, all right, let's get the MRI. Let's get the surgery scheduled. You're going to be doing 6 months of physical therapy. It's
you're going to do 6 months of sleeping in the recliner with your arm in a sling because you can't move your arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, support system. We had a lot of people help.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
okay.
Back to your mom.
I think we're done with Mom.
Okay.
So let's take a quick break. Reset, everybody. When we come back, we're going to be sharing some of our favorite advice from our parents.
And our older generational people.
And we are back. All right. So I don't know if your dad gave you a lot of advice when you were growing up.
He gave some advice, but not a lot. It was a school of hard knocks for me, sister.
Yeah.
Or honey.
Or person.
You.
Thing. I don't know. Whatever you want to be called today. So my dad had some interesting advice, but he didn't explain it very well. So I took it the wrong way. All right. So the most famous one he gave me, not that one that you're thinking of, but this one that I did not understand that really fucked with my finances for years was he told me that you have to pay yourself first.
Okay.
So when I got my first job at 16, I was working at Elitch's, an amusement park here in Colorado. And it was all, he goes, okay, pay yourself first. I'm like, that means I should buy whatever the fuck I want because I earned this money and I am going to pay myself first. I am the most important thing in this equation, right?
Wrong. I mean, you are the most important thing, but...
That's not what that means at all.
That's not what that means at all.
Do you know what that statement means?
Yes. Well, to me, it means that you pay yourself first, so when you retire and get older, you have money that you made that you can pay yourself by.
Exactly. That's what he really meant, is that your first priority is to put things into a retirement account.
Or a savings account.
Or a savings account so that you have it in the future. Okay. He told me that when I was 16. When do you think I figured out what that really meant?
A couple years ago, if I remember.
No, it was before that.
I don't know.
I was probably about 32. So it was after I'd been sober for a while.
Well, I've been saving for myself since probably 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a nice, decent 401k, and I've got a decent savings account. I probably have accounts all over this state that I don't remember that you're going to, if I die, it's going to pop up left and right, all these accounts.
Actually, they don't. You have to know where they are.
Well, okay, sorry.
No, it's all right. All right, important life tip for people.
here's advice from us to you.
Yeah, as we're dealing with older parents, because my dad walked me through where all his accounts and all his money are the other day, because I'm the executor of his estate. Yeah, if you have abandoned bank accounts and things like that, you know, the Great Colorado Payback that they do annually, all those things are like reported to the state for abandoned accounts.
Yeah.
And that's part of what gets fed into that. So if you don't tell people where the money is, it's not like the bank's going to come and go, oh, by the way, Ryan Shannon is dead, so you should take the monies.
Well, yeah, because they don't want you to take the monies.
No, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of it's not their job.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not their job to make sure that you are alive.
Well, I don't think I have any bank accounts because I check the list all the time.
Yeah.
Bastards.
It's also unclaimed taxes and weird shit like that. But
oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
All right, so that's what, pay yourself first means. How about your dad? What kind of money things did you learn from your dad?
Don't invest in a failing business.
That's good advice.
Yeah, so he invested in a business, and the former owner cooked the books. Oh. So he made them look better than it was. So he put all his money into it, and it failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And
didn't you give him the deposit for the business?
Well, see, with me, that when I gave my dad money, he knew that he had to pay me back monthly at a 10% charge to the invoice. Mm. He always made sure. He may not have paid his other bills, but he always made sure he paid me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was one good thing. He's like, "Yep, here's your check, here's your cash, here every month." So that was the good thing about it.
That's good. So the money advice I got from my mom, God, holy shit. All right, let me put it this way. The money shit I learned from my mom did a lot to help me in my drinking days. The money advice I learned from my dad did a lot to help me in my sober days.
Well, you can't do what you learned from... Well, go ahead and tell your mom first.
Okay, yeah. So the biggest thing my mom taught me is how to float checks.
Oh, you can't do that anymore.
Okay, younger people, let's explain this. Number one, what is a check? A check is piece of paper that you would write on to pay your bills. And you could write checks to the grocery store. You could write checks to restaurants. Yeah. You could write checks to the bar.
Everywhere.
To the liquor store, wherever. They were. And because they were paper things, and not everything was as automated as it is today, it would take about 3 business days for any check you wrote to clear your bank.
So if you wrote a check on Friday, it won't clear Saturday or Sunday. And it most likely won't clear on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So that's potentially 5 days.
Potentially 5 days. Most likely it was going to clear on Tuesday, right?
Most likely, yeah.
Most likely. And so, if you write a check on Friday and there's no money in your account, you are so-called safe until Tuesday to throw some cash into that bank account and get the check covered. That's... floating a check.
Before it goes boing, 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 boing,
and bounces. So, a bounced check is when there's no money in the account to cover the check, and you usually get hit with a fee from the bank, and, you get hit with a fee from whoever you wrote the check to.
Correct.
Plus, depending on the case, this is why it didn't serve me so great when I was bottoming out as a drunk, because I would do things like, oh, there's no food in the house, but you know what? There's a Chinese food restaurant down the way. Let's order a shit ton of Chinese food because we're going to eat it for the next 2-3 days.
Oh my God.
And I'll float the check. Gives me time because, when you're a drunk, you're always living in the future. Sure, money will be here in the future. Money is always here in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I'd float the check. And then, of course, I'm drunk, so I forgot. or guess what? There was no money to be had because I drank the money.
Right.
And then the check bounces. And I'm like, well, we're just going to kick that can down the way. I got to go get some meth right now. I'm not worried about that. So when I got sober, not only did I have to pay bank fees, bounce check fees, collection fees, but when you write a check and there's no money in the bank account, do you know what legal situation this causes?
No.
Fraud!
You are the fraud queen!
Yeah, fraud. I love fraud. So, because it was now fraud, if you write bad checks, you're not just liable for the amount of the check and the fees. You are liable for 3 times the amount that check was written for.
Holy shit.
So this $40 feast of Chinese food is now close to $150 fucking dollars.
I can honestly say I've only bounced 1 check in my life.
That's amazing.
And it was literally, I got paid on Friday and I wrote the check and somehow I overspent and I 1 check.
Yeah. And you can't do this anymore. Laws have actually changed.
You can't float a check.
Yeah, because the financial system for merchants and all the rest of that, it instantly scans it, and within hours they know if it's going to be cleared or not, if not instantaneously. I still think it's bullshit though, because as an individual, if you deposit a check, you still have to wait for the 3 days sometimes for the funds to be available, even if it was written from a business.
Yeah.
Whereas the business has it immediately back on you. Anyways, there you go. Rant.
Well, it's not about the consumer. It's about the business. It's
about protecting the businesses, which when you look at shit heels like me, they need some protections.
You don't do that anymore, though.
No, fuck no. I haven't done that since I got sober.
Yeah,
and I paid off every single one. I paid off all the fees.
That was your amends, yeah. Your financial
amends.
Financial amends.
Yeah, I was pretty serious about my financial amends. That taught me not to do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing my mom taught me financial-wise, but I also have kind of figured this one out. God, so many scams when I was drunk.
You're not the other one, apparently.
Okay, so you can over withdraw your credit cards.
Yeah.
So how the fuck do you do this one? If you go to a bar and you start a tab, they take your card, right?
Yeah.
And they run it to see, is it active? So you could have $5 in there. So they run a charge for $1.
It's active.
Yeah, it's active. It goes through. And so then you sit there and you drink however ungodly amount you're going to drink. This is how long ago this was over 25 years ago, okay? So this is when 2 people could get really fucking drunk on $75 at the bar.
Well, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
I don't know. I have no idea what alcohol costs today.
Lots.
A lot more than that. So you have that sitting there, and then you close out your tab. They don't reconcile the credit cards until after the bar closes, and the credit card company will honor the charge because they had already pre-approved the $1.
Right.
So that's how I would get my credit cards. I might have, it was only because of course my credit was shit. The credit card only had $500 or $600 on it. That was my balance limit or whatever. Don't do this either, people.
This is bad.
This is not good advice.
No, it's not good advice at all.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
I did. Okay. I don't think I've ever done that with my stuff at all either.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, if I didn't have the money, I didn't buy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I'm not
the fucking drunk.
A drunk. I'm such a lightweight. 1 drink, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. 2 drinks and I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, pretty much. But okay, beyond financial advice, what other kind of advice did you get from your parents?
There was this old guy that used to come to King Soopers every time. And he would say, Ryan, at my age, a good BM is better than sex. So that was one advice, and I'm sort of glad because I'm pretty regular nowadays.
For bowel movements.
The bowel movement?
Mm-hmm. Be clear about that.
Be clear. Yeah. No other. What other BM would you be thinking of?
No, the sex
Bondage
part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bowel movements.
Yeah. Is that... I'm not going to go there.
What?
What? Have you heard about the holy shit?
What's the holy shit? I've used holy shit, but what's the holy shit?
No, so there's like different kinds of phraseologies for shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, like there's like a green goblin, which is like if you've been eating like a lot of vegetables, it's kind of greenish, but it also smells really bad if you've had a lot of beans.
There was an angry Whopper that me and Leo had that did the green effect.
Yeah.
Because they dyed it with A1 steak sauce and a bunch of other shit. And the next day, or Monday, Leo and I came in and we're like, was yours green? I'm like, yes, was yours? And it's like, very much. It's like, okay, so I'm not sick.
Yeah.
It's the Whopper.
Yeah, so that's like a green goblin shit there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so a holy shit is, there's like pleasure receptors around your butt. Your butthole.
Okay.
And so a holy shit is when you have like an extremely satisfying poop and it activates the pleasure receptors in your butthole, your anus. And so it's like if you ever like take an amazing crap and you walk out of the bathroom and you're like feeling like enlightened, you've got your endorphins are kicking in and you're like, wow, I just feel amazing. It's like nirvana in a toilet. That's a holy shit.
Okay.
Have you experienced a holy shit?
I don't believe I've ever experienced a holy shit. I've had some very satisfying shits.
Yeah.
I've had some shits where you go to wipe and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's one and done.
Yeah.
And other times, why is it so dirty?
Yeah. Now you're going to be wondering.
Oh, by the way, another shit food coloring thing. Oreos did Peeps a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Oreo Peeps, and it turned to pink.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there we go.
All right. That's all I don't remember a whole lot of, I remember people telling me don't fuck up the job I'm in.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this up. I'm like, well, I don't plan on it.
Don't shit where you eat.
Don't shit where you eat.
Mm-hmm. Not even holy shits.
Not even holy shits.
Yeah. Okay, but while we're talking about pleasure, I'll give you the most weirdest advice my dad ever told me.
All right.
Everyone is responsible for their own orgasm.
Okay.
All right. Number one, that's a weird thing to tell a 13-year-old. Also, I think I know why my mom cheated.
Hey, look at the time.
And what's really bizarre is he said that to me more than once. And it's all like, what the fuck, Dad?
I got nothing.
And so in some ways it's like, okay, you got to be like, I don't know if it was like fully be in tune with your body, or it was just the whole concept of like, you can't rely on other people to make you happy. You have to find what makes you happy and capitalize on it, which is kind of like the nicer interpretation, because I don't want to think about my dad telling me to explore my body and find all the ways that I can come.
No.
That's so wrong.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
So weird.
Yeah.
My dad's never told me advice about. I learned most of my sexual stuff from my sister worked for Planned Parenthood for years.
Uh-huh.
So I learned a lot from that. Not her. That you're sick if you think that.
She would bring you pamphlets?
No, she would bring pamphlets home, and I would just happen to read them in books and stuff, and I would just read them on my own.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Life before the internet.
Life before the
when
internet.
You could get information on sex health without turning into an OnlyFans search.
Yes.
So I'm so scared to Google things. I will tell you that to this day, because I'm very scared of what's going to pop up in my feed.
So every once in a while, I want to say a word, and it's like it is or something. It is or something where it's T and IT are back to back, and sometimes I squish them together, and it says tit, and I don't want to do that because then God knows everything falls apart. Don't want to do that at work either. Yeah,
well, I was really paranoid the other day because I was writing jokes for my failed lesbian bit. And I don't know any lesbian pickup lines. So I'm like, oh no, I have to Google lesbian pickup lines.
Did you put it in safe search?
I didn't.
Or private search?
No, I was an idiot. I didn't do that. The incognito window.
Yeah.
I should have. But no, it was pretty banal, to tell the truth. But I think it was absolutely fucking hilarious that out of the Google searches, the third top entry level was, or entry whatever, was all like, men ask, what are lesbian pickup lines? I'm like,
hey baby, you wanna kill all humans?
Yeah. And then number 4 was an AI generated website that would create lesbian pickup lines for you. I'm like, I don't think lesbians use pickup lines.
I don't think that. Well, if they do, they're not publishing them.
Oh, true. And the few I read were pretty dumb and bad. But anyways, yeah, my dad does not give out lesbian pickup lines either.
Yeah, my dad didn't give out a bunch of advice that I can remember.
Yeah. Now this one is real and this one is good, and I've used it many times in business. No, this is dad advice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something you're not telling me?
Okay, I did have one excellent lesbian pickup line I did by accident. So this was when the open mic was running down at the lesbian bar.
Yeah.
And what was amazing about this bar is they had mocktails, you know?
Yeah.
And like really nice ones. So I'm standing at the bar and getting my mocktail done. And this other comic comes walking up. Happened to be very cute. Lesbian, sorry. But I was just talking with her. And I'm like, oh, what's your name? And she goes, it's Natalia. And I'm like, oh, it's like Nutella, but far more delicious. I am so sorry.
She at least laugh at it?
I think she's somewhere between laughing and shocked, but it was all like, oh my God, I am so sorry. That just like came right out of my mouth. It came right out of my head. I'm not really hitting on you unless you're into it, but I'm sorry.
Unless you're into it. Should I be concerned here?
No. She was so out of my league.
All right, this is not going well for me. WTF.
Yeah, sorry. No, that's just funny. No.
For who?
The best pickup line in my life, and it's like totally unintentional, and I wasn't even meaning it, but it was fucking funny.
All right, hey, look at the time.
Hey, just remember, I'll say things because they're funny, not because I mean them. Anyways, no. My dad is very anti-gay and transphobic and homophobic and all the rest of that. But
even though he talked to my dad, liked my dad for years, and didn't realize my dad was gay.
Right. Right. But no, here's the good advice my dad gave, which is when faced with an intolerable situation, you have 3 choices. Number 1, you can do nothing. You just suck it up and suffer. Yeah. Yep. Number 2, you can try to change it within the actual situation itself. And then number 3, you leave.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 choices that you have.
Great advice.
Yeah. So it was all around when my parents were going through their divorce. And I mean, you could tell that he had put a lot of thought into that, because it's all like he tried to suffer in silence. He couldn't do it anymore.
Didn't work.
He tried to transform the situation from the inside. My mom wasn't willing to work with him. And so he left. Mm.
Well, I could see it. I mean, it seems that's great advice.
Yeah.
I've mentioned that to people at work sometimes when they get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of them just deal with it. And if they ask, you've been here 27 years, how do you deal with it? Acceptance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My 5-year plan is to sit, my boss doesn't ask me my 5-year plan anymore because she knows my answer. My 5-year plan is to sit here and have you continue paying me to do this job.
Yeah. Which I still think is sad.
Well, it's sad, but, I don't have a 4-year degree in theater or pain management or physical education. They're not going to promote me.
Yeah. Well, with new initiatives and all the rest of that out there in the world, let's just say the government might be on your side now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We don't get into political shit here.
No.
No.
No, we're not done. We're done with that.
I don't need to be good. Every single day, I'm like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? But,
yes, I'm just going to drink my empty glass.
Yeah, where's my water? How about that? Anyways, let's talk more about holy shit.
Yeah, whenever I open MSN, it is holy shit. Different holy shit.
Different holy shit. Yeah. But now you have a new definition.
I don't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've had holy farts.
You have had unholy farts.
I thought they were awesome.
Oh my God. You almost killed me yesterday in the kitchen. Most of the time I don't care about farts, but that was... Oh, there was a demon coming out of you.
Right, on that note.
I'm surprised the cheese didn't go bad that I was shredding. The fish curdles up or whatever. I don't know. Does fish curdle?
I don't think fish curdles. Fish curdling. Oh my God. Oh God. I'm gonna go. Okay.
All right. So Ryan is now dying, and I think that's a good point to just end our podcast for today. So you have been listening to Donna Shannon's Coyote Tales, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good day with no fish curdling or nothing.
I don't know what it's for. Sorry. I can't breathe.
And Ryan has left the building.
Oh, no.
Donna Shannon's Coyote Tales is a production of Coyote Visions Productions and is hosted by Donna Shannon. Ugh, nothing redundant about that. Theme music is Coyote Strut by James Ney. All other music is ethically sourced and licensed from sounddogs.com and epidemicsound.com. And we paid for it, I swear. We can provide receipts if necessary. All the stories you've heard are true. Only the names, events, and facts have been changed for our own amusement. In the immortal words of Obi-Wan, so what I told you was true from a certain point of view. Find all of Donna Shannon's website and social media links at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/Donna Shannon. Follow us and find out all about upcoming shows and live performances. Now go out there, enjoy life, and grab some tales of your own.